Hello, I'm live again. I'm back. Had a bit of a hit down at the charity shops today. Surprisingly, after what feels like a good couple of weeks where they've yielded very little, they've suddenly realised they're overloaded, and so they've started putting stuff out on the shelves. Yay! Might have just been lucky. The first place I went to, I hadn't been to in a while, and I figured I'd give them a visit. And in all fairness, I got some things, but I didn't get a great deal. And then I stopped at another one on the way home because it's sort of en route, even though I'd been there early in the week and had a very frustrating small pick with them, and did quite well. So who knows? It's luck of the draw on what day you go in. So people are probably out at lunch or trying to escape whatever rain is on its way. But I thought I'd put this up anyway. If anyone's out there, it's Friday, isn't it? Thank goodness. A much needed cup of tea happening here. So I know there's a few people out there, so hello. And I might as well begin. There's not much in my jewellery today. It was more of a clothes working stock kind of pick. But first thing I got is noisy, so let's get that out of the way. Oh, someone came in and left. Fair enough. Right, okay. I'm going to make noise and rustling. But I picked this up. It could do with a thing. In all fairness, do you know what it is yet? How cool is that? This is one of these Capiz shell. And it's not particularly old, and it's probably vintage, and it needs a clean. But don't make a lovely sound. Hello, Laura. Lovely to see you on this Friday afternoon. It's not sunny here. It wanted to be. It tried, but it failed. These are all a little bit tangulated. I love that sound. How cool is that? I don't think any of them are broken. It's a bit hard to tell. There's one or two that have had sort of little nibbles out, but they're near the top, so I thought someone might like that. I paid £2 for that. Oh, hello. There's a cat. I'm going to put this away before it upsets me. Before I drop something on it. Hello, puss. There. Come on. Come on, Maximus. Come say hello. Because I know it's a bit crowded, isn't it? I've got filing to do. Come on, lollipop. Not in the clothes, no. Here. Come on. He's looking at me. Come on. Come on, you big silly. Come here. Well, this is, yes, here he comes. One paw at a time. There we go. Okay, I will have to angle you. Oh, can you see? Here he is, a big furriness. Now, all they're getting is a black cat in a coal mine sort of job, really. Do you want to face that way and say hello? You can see the whiskers. This is the only cat I know that actually lies. About having been fed and then tries to con the other human. There we go. Okay. Get us both in. Hello, Jane. Hello, Andrea. How are you, love? Hope you've recovered. Oh, goodness me. Well, are you going to sit there? Because that's not going to work terribly well. No. Yeah, it's me. Yes, I had cheese and onion. Right, well, he's going to make himself a lap, so I'll just pop you back up here because it's very little to see. And I'll show you what I got. He's a real fur baby. Absolute fur baby. The problem is he doesn't understand that if you're not wearing a thick pair of jeans or a nice jumper, that kind of can hurt. Doesn't understand. Right, I got a rustly mac. Those in the know will know that a rustly mac is a popular thing. And this is a big size, which is also a good thing. It's black, it's rustly, it's no particular brand. It's kind of nothing to see here. But, you know, they sell. Some people like them. They do sell. And I've got to work out where to put these because, yeah, short space. So there's that. Then, this was the first shop I went to. I didn't pick quite so much. I got... these sort of jackets are always popular absolutely love a little military jacket, a bit steampunk with the cuffs going on there. It's a size 12. It looks like a very close-fitting size 12. That's all I'm saying. He looks a cutie. You'll hear him rumbling because he likes to purr. Didn't you? He likes to purr. Yes. Well, okay. So those sort of jackets I do quite well with. They all seem to go quite well. I picked this one up. Why did I pick this one up? Because it's one of my brands that is a steady seller for me, Masai. You get the Masai company and then Masai, but they're all the same thing. This is probably more useful for someone going on holiday, perhaps. It's got a silver thread running through it. It's a bit difficult to see. Oops. Let's put those up there because we're making noise, aren't we? So that's a solid seller. There's nothing overly exciting except that lovely lamp. Did Andrea get to see my noisy lamp? Andrea. It might like that. Trust me, I don't want to drop anything on it. That's the thing. Oh, hello, Kristen, sorry. I do that all the time. It's because I tend to put letters around the wrong way. My apologies, and lovely to see you here. I hope you're doing well. I do that with numbers as well, which isn't always a good thing. Getting around the wrong way. Right, this is a bit of mad vintage here. Very mad vintage. The brand I haven't heard of, Holdorb. I mean, come on, who's going to call their stuff Holdorb? That's just weird. But what it is a puffy-sleeved, double-breasted, nipped-in waist, cropped style shirt blouse thing. In 100%, oh, sorry, Kat. I'm so sorry. In 100% polyester. It's going to need a little bit of TLC, a couple of pulls on it. I think what's happened is the shoulder pads are doing that disintegrating thing. So we'll put that to one side because that needs to do something with it. A bit of vintage, really. Of course, it'd be morning for you. Where are we here? We're at about just gone 1:30 in the afternoon. But of course, whereabouts in the States are you, Kristen? Because obviously it depends, doesn't it? Because you've got about 5 time zones. These are a pair of something we don't find very often over here. J brand. Oh, I'm sorry, Kat. Yes, I figured you wouldn't like that. Go and sit somewhere else. No, go and sit over there. Yeah, over there. Fluffy tail. Yeah, probably best if you go somewhere else. I'm making a mess there. Right, I like these because they're stripy and they're quite fun. And there are a 28, which is the equivalent of a 10 here. Oh, up bright and early then. New York. Oh, wow. When was I in New York? In 1984. That's when I was last in New York. So these are a nice pair of J brand jeans. They don't have such a following over here, but they are nice quality and I like the style. Kat's decided he likes that vintage blouse. And the other thing I got here was Kiwi by Crag Hoppers, the Solar Dry. I seem to have just a general working day-to-day stuff with these kind of hiking trousers, men's and women's, with the zips. Sometimes they have zip-off legs. Sometimes they're more the cargo pants style like these. But they're good for our inclement and unpredictable weather. That was the year you were born. Yes, well, that doesn't surprise me. I'm quite old, you know. 1984, I was just finished my second year at university and I went to America. I had relatives in America and I went over there on a thing called a BUNAC scheme, which is where you go over there and you work. So I stayed with my uncle in Fort Worth, Texas, but I actually flew into New York and got a Greyhound bus all the way down. That was an adventure and no mistake. I think I was about 21 at the time. It was great fun. Oh, now there is a piece of jewellery in here. Just the one. There's not a whole bunch of jewellery going on here. Take that off. These are glass beads. They're quite nice. They're a bit like marbles, but they're sort of irregular shaped, graduated. And I rather like those. Bit of a thing there, but you know. Green. I love green. So that was from that charity shop, and I think I spent about £14 there. So, oh, God. Really? You're not going to like me winning this next bag, creature. I'm sorry, but you've slipped. Watching the cat just like a cushion, really. Right. Yes, now, from what I remember about Kristen's channel is that not only has she got the most amazing nails known to humankind, I mean, I'd hurt myself if I had nails like that. They're amazing. But sell stuff as you go, don't you, on the put the prices up. And that's a neat way of not having to deal with eBay, I must admit. I wouldn't be organised enough to do that, I'm sure. But there's quite a trend for going that way. This I picked up while I was waiting in the queue. As stuff was going out, I'm snapping it up. Now, these are perennially popular all over the world because they're made in Scotland. They're mohair. Mohair makes me itch. As anyone who's watched me doing lives will know, I have to avoid it. Actually, it says all mohair pile, but then it says 70% mohair, 30% wool, made in Scotland. Made in Bonnie, Scotland. And this unusually is a cream colour that has clearly just been put away and never used. Because really, of all the colours to pick for a product, but they come in all sorts of amazing colours. Love those. Can't wear them myself. Doesn't matter. Okay, so everyone knows Superdry. Superdry. I should say that scarf was £2, as most of the stuff I bought here, because they were having a sale, because they're slightly overrun with product, was £2. Even this Superdry jacket, which I had to grab, this was very small. I mean, compared to the size of sort of charity shops and things over in the States, this is really tiny. It's about the size of my living room, which is not big. You get more than 3 people in there. It's a crowd. So this is a Superdry jacket. It'll have a particular model. I'll be able to find it somewhere. I think it's a man's. It looks quite slim, and strangely, it has zips at the back for the vents. So you can open it out if you get hot. It is a size small. I thought there might be a hood in the, but no, there isn't a hood in the collar. It has a little fading, but actually I'm probably washing it. For £2, I don't mind taking a punt. It's all zips and things everywhere. Cotton. It's all cotton anyway, so that's, for a lot of people, that's a good thing. They don't necessarily want man-made. And it's surprisingly heavy. That's a good thing to get up for autumn. I'm not going to put I'm trying not to put anything on top of my cat because he's black and he's really kind of, yeah, you're cute. But you're a bit hidden there. Got to remember you're there. So that was a bit of a find, that Superdry one, because Superdry's good branding. People will pay up for that, even if it's not in the very best condition. Again, I'm back to my hiking, walking, active wear trousers. These are ladies. And they're an 18, so that's a good size, but this is quite a good brand, Brasher. Now, I've sold their walking shoes before now for very good money. Hello, Antoinette. Nice to see you. This actually comes with its original belt, because what often happens is the belts go astray. They're in a grey colour. They basically look unworn, to be honest. I mean, obviously they probably have been. But they're in incredibly good condition. They were £2. And as with most things, I tend to find that the bigger size, all sizes will sell, but the bigger sizes tend to sell quicker. Maybe they're harder to find out there in the wild. Now, this is a humdinger. This will make your eyes pop. Hippie boho first. Yeah, you know the routine. Look at that. It's a waistcoat with dingly danglers, all sorts of, it's seed beads. Amazing. Too hippie for me, clearly. But, you know, it's a look. And it's a surprisingly popular look. It's also quite big. Fair to say. I mean, the label's washed out, so it's very vintage. It's kind of a crop length at the back with longer at the front. But a lot of work has gone into that, and all the beads are there. And although it's not particularly my style, it'll appeal to somebody. It's absolutely amazing. Andrea, yes. Probably too big for you. I could see you rocking this at a festival. Although it's not really 80s, is it? It's more 70s, I suppose. Oh dear. Actually, I did look into tickets for Rewind. All gone. No camper van tickets, nothing. I thought, oh man, maybe the following year, maybe 2023. I could go for my 60th birthday. That would be lovely. Right, biggest item and the readiest item in the shop. Still £2. This is a beautiful all-wool Whitney blanket. Now, Whitney is one of those brands that always does well. This is a fabulous colour. It's gorgeous. It doesn't even smell particularly cupboardy. It's vintage. It's got lovely blanket stitch around the outside, and it's 100% wool. The very best blankets to find are merino wool ones, but I've only ever found those once or twice. This is a real tomato soup, I would say. Tomato soup. Heinz tomato soup, red. Perfect for that season that as yet remains unnamed because we haven't had Halloween yet. And I'm not sure what size it is. It could be a double. I haven't measured. I think it's next year's. I think they have. Because when I had a look, it looked like they'd all gone. I will double check, because if they haven't, that would be brilliant. Because I quite like the idea of going to a festival. My other half's not so sure. But I might be able to persuade a girlfriend to come along. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? A good meet-up. Get my festival head on. Right, what else have we got here? I'm sorry, cat. He's giving me a real filthy look, girl. I'm trying not to disturb you, but you've sprayed. He's one of those cats that you put them down, just kind of... Here's a vintage dress. Again, I tend to look for these now because I've got quite a few in stock in bigger sizes. This says it's a 16. It was £2. And again, it's got a very dark, floral, wintry, autumnal kind of look. And it comes with its original belt, which often isn't the case. It's just buttoned down the front to the waistline. I think it must be polyester or something. It's definitely not. Definitely. Oh, look in the wrong place for M&S. Is it M&S? No, it's The Dress Company by Stitches, which I've never heard of. I haven't researched any of these. Obviously, I've literally just walked in the door with them. I thought, I know, let's do a live. Yes, it's 100% polyester. So that's definitely 80s. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open for it next year, for the rewind. Because the 80s, I like all the eras, to be honest. I mean, I love the 90s, I like the noughties, quite like the 70s, so slightly retrospectively, because obviously I kind of missed a certain amount of it. But yeah, I like everything from punk through to grunge through to everything. A bit of everything. This I thought was fabulous. This looked like a dish rag because it had come off the hanger it was on. And so it was looking very unimpressive. But actually, again, it's a bigger size vintage dress. Oops. In a kind of brocade. I don't think it's silk. But that is kind of cool. Very 60s vibe. I don't think it's homemade. It's got no labels in. But it's very well done if it is homemade, let's put it that way. But I can't find any evidence of whether it is actually made from silk or not. But it's kind of like I would call it like a pagoda design. It's got lots of little, when you look closely, you can see that it's like trees and buildings, a bit like willow pattern, I suppose. And it's fabulous. And it's that as a size, it's got to be at least a 16, possibly more. And I think it's fabulous to find vintage in a bigger size because it's so much rarer. And that does mean you can get more for it, but it also means that why shouldn't someone who's a little bit bigger be able to wear vintage? So, the last two things, I did buy a pair of earrings, but they're elsewhere. They kind of look like feathers enamel. They weren't amazing. I bought them because I quite like the look of them, to be honest. They've just put out some shoes. These are possibly a bit out of season now. but they're actually Clark's Artisan with very little wear on the bottom, and they're a closed toe sandal. And a lot of people like a sandal but don't want an open toe because comfort, I guess. They need a little polish up, but I've got my Dr. Martens Wonder Balsam, which is my miracle stuff that I swear by. And the best thing of all, I think the best thing of all, if only I could wear them, or maybe I could. But not a pair of what I can only describe as proper witchy boots. They're sort of in the Western style, but they're quite plain with a very pointy toe. I mean, you could have someone's eye out with that. And not a massively high stiletto heel at the back. It wasn't a brand I recognised, but I just thought, like, there's so many people I know that will want that style. No problem at all picking those up, particularly as they were £2. The brand is one I've never heard of, but at £2 I have to take a gamble. Cherry Martos, a 40, which is a 7, although depending on the width of your foot. Very much depends on the width of your foot. They've got a side zip for getting in and out, and they just seem quite nicely made. I don't know what brand how the brand is, but points on style, I think, for that one. Definitely witchy boots. So there you go. That's my wee haul. I'm probably going to a boot fair. I haven't made a commitment because I'm not doing the selling thing with my friend this weekend because we're going to do the following weekend. But I might pop over to one of the nearby boot sales if I feel in the mood and the weather's good. But I'm quite good for stock. Definitely quite good for stock. In fact, I'm having trying to have a bit of a clear down so that I haven't got so many clothes and that I'm refining what I sell. So stuff that I've had for a very long time, and there are things I've had for a very long time. I've had them up for some while. I've done sales on them. I don't do promoted listings. I can't bear the idea of paying eBay more than I have to. And eBay has taken an uptick for me because it's September. And in the 6 or 7 years I've been doing it, things are always quiet in July and August, and then they pick up in September. I am selling dresses. I'm selling more going out type clothes, so people have definitely got their wind back up their tail for going out again. But what I'm thinking of doing is taking my very oldest, because when you're a business seller, you can look at your listings by how long they've been up. And I may delist them or, end them, some of the ones that have just been hanging around that I need to get rid of, and actually then just put them on as an auction, starting at $4.99 or something like that, just to actually clear down the volume of stuff. Oh, hello, Shelley. Hiya. I was watching your trundle around the Chazzas, your videos lately. I'm still doing the clothes and the jewellery, pretty much. But like I say, I do want to get rid of the volume of clothes that I've got. I want to scale it back because I'm just trying to be pickier about what I pick up, get rid of things that haven't sold for me, but might well sell for the next person. Who knows? It's a space thing, and I don't always want to have the garage up in Hadlow that I'm renting. My longer term game plan is to simplify things enough where I can actually bring everything back into the home again instead of having to pay out and lug stuff around. That's a big game plan. Now, I reckon it's going to take me another 2 or 3 years to actually get to do that. And it means that I have to not buy bric-a-brac, apart from Capier's show lamp, obviously, but generally, because lovely as it is, and it does sell, but it's so slow for me. Maybe that's because lots of other people are selling it. Maybe it's because I'm overpricing it because I think it's worth more than it is. But next year, I may very well have a sale on that and just try and offload some of it too. So there'll be bargains to be had on the Treasure Buy at 101 eBay store in the weeks to come. Yes, of course, it's up the road from you, Shelley, isn't it? I keep forgetting it is literally. I'd bring the blessed bee. I'd be bringing the camper van. I took a cursory look at it and thought they'd all sold out for next year, but I'm hoping I'm mistaken because it would be lovely. I'd love to come. They haven't put tickets up for the next one yet. I'm hoping. Maybe I was just in the wrong place or hadn't had my coffee, that kind of thing. So, yes, I think it would be fun. I could do with the festival. And seeing as I was actually around in the 80s, I remember it the first time round and loved it, I'd happily do it again. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Let's hope the weather is kind, because we've all got boot fairs and they're all going to come. Well, certainly mine are going to end fairly soon because all of ours are outdoors. None are on hearth standing. So they all finish end of September, end of October, the very latest. And then I have no boot fairs at all. So I have to make the most. So have a great weekend. Hope it's full of profit and fun. And yeah, bye-bye, Kristen. Have a good one too, because you've got a lot more of your day than I have mine. And I'll see you all another time. Bye-bye now. Here we go. Slightly awkward weaving as I have to remember to end the broadcast. Bye.